So, hello, this is Beck, week 30 on Men's Room, my first official video. The topic is transgender history, and it's because that we didn't get to learn about transgender people in our history class. So our subject was this, so we should hit the books or the web browser and then start exploring our roots, and I think it's a wonderful subject. It is so grand, and you could talk about one person, you can talk about like an entire idea, you can talk about a book, you can talk about whatever you want. Like, there's so many things that has to do with transgender, also because transgender is like such a big term. I decided to talk about Candomblé, also called Yoruban. It's an African originated or Afro-Brazilian religion. It's practiced mainly in Brazil by Povo de Santo, people of saint. The religion was largely originated in the cities of Salvador. It's the capital of Bahia. At the time, one of the main commercial crossroads for the distribution of products and slave trade for the parts of Bahia, the Bahia state in Brazil. And I'm just reading this from like Wikipedia, because it makes more sense. It says here, although Candomblé is practiced primarily within Brazil, it is also practiced in other countries like Uruguay, Argentina, Venezuela, Colombia, Panama, and Mexico. In Europe, it's practiced in Germany, Italy, Portugal, and Spain. The religion is based in the soul of nature. It's also known as animism. It was developed in Brazil with the knowledge of African priests that were enslaved and brought to Brazil, together with their mythology, their culture and language between 1549 and 1888, so it's really old. The rituals involve the possession of the initiated by orishas. Orishas are also called deities. It's like the gods, it's like the spirits. The ritual involved the possessions of the initiated by orishas, offerings and sacrifice of the mineral, vegetal, and animal kingdom, healing, dancing, trance, and percussion. Candomblé draws inspiration from variety of people of the African diaspora, but it mainly features aspects of Yoruba, orisha veneration. So that's like that's like what the religion is. I was in Brazil last summer, not this summer, but last summer, and my sister wrote like a paper on Candomblé. So I know some things about it. I don't know that much about it, but I know that it's really interesting. And they have these rituals, these parties where they're like where they are offering and sacrifice things to the spirit, like the orisha of the house. And we went to there's like all of them have like a couple of houses, or one house at least, in the area, in one city. I was in Salvador, and we were there at a party, and it was like, it took forever. It took like 6-7 hours, and when I went home, they were still dancing, they were still trancing, and like woo, and it was so amazing. And then I was reading about it, and I figured, like, I saw that there are two orishas that are both genders. They are both male and female, and they can change. And then there is one that has no gender, like, it doesn't really matter. And the femininity or the masculinity means many different things in the religion. For some orishas, it means fire, and it means strength, masculinity, and it means like to be clear and to be organized. And then in other orishas, the masculinity is like water, and it's like embraceful, and like more like soft, what you would nowadays call a feminine value. And that's really interesting, I think, that in this religion, the masculinity and the femininity are so fluid. And actually, the Orisha, who is actually like the creator Orisha, called Obatala. Is this Orisha is both perceived as male and female. The Obatala's masculinity is associated with patience and compassion, and the masculinity of the warrior Ogun is linked to aggression and violence, and it's like it's so exciting. Like I don't know. I've never been religious. I've never went to church or anything like that. Only like few times at like, yeah, when people got, I don't even know what it's called in English, but you know, when you're born and you go to church and the baby gets a name. Baptized, that's what it's called. I've been to church then, but I've never been to church. I live in a Christian country, but my family has never been Christian. I've never read the Bible. I, of course, learned about Christianity in school, but I never really cared about it. I was like, yeah, if God existed, it would be a black woman with like big earrings. So, like, maybe it is like that. I don't know, but like from ever since I was a kid, all the other kids in my school were drawing like a big, like Santa Claus kind of guy, like big guy with long white beard sitting on a cloud, and I was always drawing like a black woman with big hair. She was kind of looking like Scary Spice from Spice Girls, actually. So maybe that's where I got my inspiration. Well, it was before her, so I don't know. Anyways, not the religious type. So I don't know how it is in Christianity, but I'm quite sure that there is not the same way of like perceiving gender in Christianity. There has been a lot of like men. It's always about the men, and then the only woman that is actually like a big part of what I saw of Jesus' life in Christianity. People, their story about her being a prostitute, and yeah, I don't know. I haven't really heard about transgender people in Christianity, so it is. I think it's so exciting. Also because it is a Brazilian religion, and Brazil has been like they have been the country for transgender people for ages. Like it's like when you talk about Brazil, you talk about the carnival. And then you talk about all these transsexuals dancing around the streets. And that you should be aware, like, people always say this to each other in Denmark, it's stupid. If people are going to Brazil, people are like, you should be aware that if you are with a woman, make sure she doesn't have a dick. It's like, so that's just stupid to say, right? But that just tells something about, like, people know that in Brazil there are lots of transsexuals, and I don't know, I can't really help to make the connection that like this Afro-Brazilian religion that is funded in like Salvador, where like transsexuality is more common there in any other country in South America, and actually also in many other countries at all, and like I don't know, it's just like there has to be some connection. Of course there is a connection. Like everything is connected, so of course there is a connection. And I love that something like that, something so simple as that the different Orishais of this religion, like that they have different masculinities and stuff, can actually maybe make a difference. And I think that's wonderful. This is 10 minutes and I've been babbling, but yeah, I hope you could follow my weird thinking. Talk to you later. Bye.